Hi everyone, my name is Misha and I'm an animator. I work for the studio Edie Films, and today I will be showing you about house design and building design. So yeah, it's gonna be quite a quick tutorial. So let's get started. So the first thing I want to say is don't draw the boring looking basic house, Don't think of houses like just a triangle and a square. Like really try to be creative with it, and I'll show you how in this lesson. But that's just the main thing I wanted to say here is don't stick with the basic looking triangle square house, don't settle for this. Get inspired by real life instead. So yeah, houses, they look like this in real life, but in real life there's interesting looking houses. So for example, this one, it looks like a castle. The windows are circular and the door is circular and there's many layers, and the roof has its own shape to it. And I just got this image from Google. And even this one, as you can see, I really like pink flowery things, but these houses, like look at this, like the window is popping out of the roof, like small stuff like that looks really nice and gives your house like a nice creative element to it. Like there's a chimney and this doorway is circular and open, and there's like an extension to that house. So over here on the side, I was just drawing it out. I was just drawing the house out, just for fun. And I really recommend doing this as an exercise because drawing backgrounds and drawing houses and buildings are kind of fun. So here on Google, I Googled some cool houses, and look how cool this house looks, so much dimension to it, and it's not the basic square and triangle house. Like the windows are big and there's multiple layers. And let me show you a show that does this really nice here. This is the owl house, and you see this house has such a unique design to it. So I want to encourage you guys to do this as well for your shows and your films and your small films. So even this house here, even though it looks pretty simple, it also has its own design. Like with the rectangular panel windows, and even this window here. And even this house here, it's like a really cool shape. And yeah, it's stuff like this that really adds to your film. So yeah, I want you guys to think of different types of doors and window shapes and roofs, so I just drew a couple here as an example. Here, this one is inspired by like cafe styled restaurants. So let me see if I can Google that for you. You see how nice that looks? And like I was just inspired by just cafe styled restaurants. They have like this extension here, this mini tent. So, and they have wide doors, like big doors, and windows can be triangular, they can be circular, and there's even like houses that can have stairs on the base. So, and houses don't have to be square as well, like they don't have to be the square shape. They can be like kind of like shaped inward. Like I'll show an example later, but yeah, like houses, they can also have their own shape, and roofs as well. So here I just drew a couple of different roof shapes. And here is the cafe style I was looking for. Yeah, so I got some here. Some cafe styled roofs with the extension with the small tents. And then, as I've already shown, this technique of putting creativity in your backgrounds in your houses is used in many animated shows. So here, this is from Tangled, and they were going for that medieval look, so they probably, searched medieval style house or style tavern, and bam, like, that's probably all they did, and they got inspired by it. Here is from the movie Claws, and here I just wanted to show you a unique looking roof that they introduced there. And then this is a very blurry image, not the best quality, but here I wanted to show that, you can put an interesting angle to your houses. When you have angles like this, the house kind of looks really interesting, and it's not just plain square, but it's very dynamic looking. And then here is just some western looking houses as another example. And these windows, they have like multiple panels and lines through them, so I thought that was cool. And here for my film, I used this technique, I used this strategy. I made the doorway circular, and I made my roof unique looking, and the same for the windows. I made the windows circular, and I just tried to put a spin on the normal house look to make my film seem more creative, like my spin and my flavor on things. I'm just here to encourage you guys to be unique, to put your unique voice out there, and to have your own style and your own, like, you want people to copy you, No, you don't want people to copy you, but what I mean is you want people to do what you're doing because they're inspired by you, because you're unique and you came up with that, like you came up with that trend. I'm going on a tangent, but basically I just want you guys to have a unique look to your film. So the next thing that I will show is 2-point perspective, which is very important when you're drawing buildings. It's like a way to draw buildings very easily, or must I say easier, so that, this could be your base. So first you draw the building as a square, and then you put your elements on it, like windows, doors. So here I will show this. So 2-point perspective is basically a line in the middle, and then you put 2 vanishing points on either side. So it's like a line, and then you put two dots, right? And then after, you draw lines coming out of these 2 points, just many lines, it doesn't matter where, but as long as they come together to intersect and to merge with all the other lines. So I'm just gonna do, like, I know I'm drawing on this image, I didn't need to do that, but, and then after, you draw a square from that, and then bam, you have your building. And then this is something to practice as well, like, know that this is something hard to understand on the first try. I mean, not for everyone, but if you don't get it right away, it's normal. 2-point perspective is something to practice and something you learn from practicing. So here I'm just gonna add more buildings on the side. Oop, I did that wrong. Just by, using the vanishing points, you just draw lines down and make your square. And then bam, you have already a base for something that already looks like a street, you know what I mean? So you can even draw lines down here and
make this look like a street. And then this could be the sidewalk, right? And then you can put a door here. You can add a roof.
And then here's just more examples of what I mean by you just draw lines coming out of the two vanishing points, and together you connect them and make a square. This is another example. And 2-point perspective is very important in storyboarding and in filmmaking because it will help you to draw out your scene and to do stuff from different angles. So I kind of already did this demo right here, but here is just like what I want you to do with that. So first start off doing this, and then I want you to take the different types of windows and roofs and doors, and then I want you to put them together, and I want you to make your own street as just a practice with both of these things that I told you about for house design, and even get inspired by houses that you can Google online. So that's basically it for today. That's the exercise that I want you to do on your own, is to draw your own street. And that's basically it. And thank you guys for watching. It was great here. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.